genes and mutations within our genomes that might be able to do the things that we want.
Disorder that is unfortunately more common than childhood cancer, and it can strike at any time to anyone.
It's a very common disease. Actually, autism, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, those are all forms of mitochondrial disease.
You describe it as a cruel disease, it surely is. Just give me an idea of how long it was, and what it was like for you to lose one baby after another, but simply not to know why.
Britain could become the first country in the world to permit babies to be born with 3 genetic parents by the end of next year. A landmark decision by the Department of Health opens the door to techniques which will save lives by screening out inherited defects through the use of donated DNA from a second donor mother.
I think this news is to be welcomed wholeheartedly, because we're talking about preventing disease in my children, in my future children, but also for many women like me who are in this situation. We are talking here about no genes which have impact on who you are, what makes you you. Nuclear DNA is not affected. I am not saying I want a child with pretty blue eyes. What I am saying is we have an opportunity to prevent mitochondrial disease, truly cruel diseases, by replacing 37 genes which are the energy cells, the battery pack.
Couples like we see who've had many babies, 6, 7, 8 children who have been born and died of this disease may eventually be able to have their own healthy child.
The main focus of our concern, that this is another step down the road of having too much power to design the next generation rather than just accepting them unconditionally.
But the trouble is, once you cross this line in the sand, which is a line that has been set down by governments and ethicists around the world for the last 30 years, a very firm line that we shouldn't genetically alter human beings. Once you cross that line, it's really hard, logically speaking, to argue why you shouldn't take the next step and then the next step.
You haven't walked in my shoes, and obviously you haven't buried 7 children. This is absolutely brilliant. These children won't inherit this disease. It is cruel. There isn't a treatment or cure. These parents would have had a baby, and that baby's going to die. This is the best they can have. And so who's to judge whether this is right or wrong until you've been there?